Greetings, dear viewer, and welcome to Purposes Crossed, where I hope that people who are called by Jesus for different purposes cross paths and exchange ideas. In this video, we continue with our series of reflections on the Sermon on the Mount. We have devoted the previous two videos on Jesus' sayings about his disciples being the salt of the earth. Before we proceed with the rest of the sermon, I would like to devote this video to highlighting an important issue that arises from the difference between Greek and English. But before we get to that, let us read from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. A person accustomed to reading the Bible in English is at a disadvantage because of the limitation of English. In the phrases, you are the salt of the earth and you are the light of the world, the second person pronouns you are in plural. This is obscured in English. However, the predicates salt and light are singular. The juxtaposition of a plural subject with a singular predicate indicates that the subjects, though many, are to be thought of as a single unity. This is obscured in English because the second person singular and second person plural pronouns have the same form, you. We therefore easily commit an error that nullifies Jesus' intent, especially in these verses. We believe that Jesus is addressing an individual. Moreover, we believe he is speaking to us as we read the Bible privately. This inevitably leads to private, individual interpretations of Scripture. The result of understanding these verses as addressed to individuals is devastating and probably accounts for the ineffectiveness of the church in much of the world. That Jesus is addressing a group of disciples is critical. Moreover, that he employs plural rather than singular pronouns is telling. He is addressing the group as a group and not as a collection of isolated individuals. Just as no one would think of putting just one grain of salt to use, so also thinking that one Christian can be the salt of the earth is ridiculous. Just as a beam of light cannot be broken down into its constitutive parts and still be light, so also one Christian cannot be the light of the world. This is to say that Jesus expects his church to be the agent of transformation in the world, the church. However, the church is to fulfill its functions as the church and not as a bunch of unconnected persons. This obviously speaks against the mudslinging that goes on between many denominations over issues such as spiritual gifts, baptism, communion, worship, and you can continue with the list. More importantly, however, the notion of the church as a communal force rebukes the individualism rampant in much of the church. In fact, frequently churches are structured in ways that promote individualism rather than communal life. Too often, church structures obstruct the ministry rather than promote it. Rather than expand our notion of ministry to include what God is doing in and through people, we try to force people into predetermined ideas of ministry. As a result, people often think that to do what God is calling them to do, they must do it outside the context of the church. The outcome is that we have many people doing a lot of things without support from each other. It is no wonder then that the church is seen as irrelevant and impotent in many parts of the world. If we are to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world, we need to recover the ministry of all believers in such a way that accords dignity to each person's contribution and affords each person the support of the entire church. That's the only way to move forward and make sure that we are indeed the salt of the earth and the light of the world.